9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening and welcome to Satellites Live once again. Hello and welcome to the last Satellites Live of the season. Series. I know what we say now in this country. It's the last one for the summer break. Hello, welcome to Satellites Live, the online youth ministry of St Mary's Reigate. I'm Martin. I am the youth minister at St Mary's. With me, as always, Charles Merritt, children's minister. And for the last time, even if we do another series, don't cry, don't go now.
Yeah, do you know, I'm holding it in.
So much more than an intern, but barely that now. Katie!
Yeah, not for much longer.
Well, hey, welcome. We've had so much fun. Can you believe this is episode number 18? And so we and you are well overdue a break. But we're going to do one more. We've got so much lined up this evening. We've got so many things to pack in. It will be a miracle if we are done by 8 o'clock, but we're going to try. Also with us, of course, on the just available as an audio option is Ollie. But we can't hear him just yet. But you will hear producer Ollie in a moment. But guys, it's pretty momentous, isn't it? The final episode of our 18 episode run. We thought we'd be cancelled after 3 weeks. So what have been some of your memories? What have been your favourite memories of this last few months, Katie?
Do you know what? My favourite memory actually hasn't been from one of these live streams, although there's been plenty of very memorable moments. But the first week that we introduced small groups and that you guys all kind of logged onto that Zoom call as soon as we finished and just hadn't seen your faces in so long. And it was just very emotional moment. And I was very happy that evening. My cheeks hurt from smiling. So that is probably my favourite memory.
It's so, as ever, so lovely. Katie, what about you, Charles?
Probably the marshmallows last week. No, I've loved all of it. It's been so, I'm genuinely so proud of us and what we've done. I mean, when I think to the first week where we found out that church was going to be locked down, we weren't going to be able to do youth work. There was a whole thing because schools got cancelled on that day. If you remember, the day that we decided to do school got cancelled, and there was a whole debate of, do we do a live stream tonight or do we wait another week? And I'm so glad that we did it that week because it was so fun to be in the room together. And then there was this moment now that we're on Zoom together. And yeah, it's been fun, right? I don't know.
Remember that first one where we used to have to sit, we sat in the same room, but we were 2 meters apart and it looked absolutely ridiculous.
It was so awful.
We looked like we were sort of diplomats who hated each other. It was so weird.
It does feel like a long time ago.
I've loved it. One of my favourite things about this time has been people I don't really know, and apologies if you're watching this, people I don't really know well coming up to me in the street and saying, saw you on YouTube the other day, which makes me feel a little bit like an actual celebrity, an actual YouTuber. Of course, I know we're not. But it has been nice to know that loads of parents and families have been watching this, and maybe people who don't or haven't been along to our meetings that have physically happened before have actually found us through this and have joined us along. And you are very welcome here. But when we do meet again, you are absolutely welcome to come and join us and introduce yourselves in person. That would be wonderful too. But it has been amazing. I can't believe this will be our last ever Satellites Live, but it is the last one for the summer break, if that phrase even means anything anymore. So we got loads to get through. Why don't we start with the notices? Katie.
Fantastic. So, as always, we're playing Kahoot. It's the last week, so we thought, let's throw in 3. So we're going to be doing 3. You're going to have 3 chances, basically, to vote on Kahoot this evening. So have it on standby, whether it's a phone or another tab in your desktop. We're also on, I'm just going to lump them together. Sorry, Ollie. We're also on WhatsApp and Instagram. So we have WhatsApp groups and we have an Instagram account, and that is where you will be tracking with us over the summer. So it's not radio silence. We're not just disappearing off the face of the earth. So if you would like to keep in touch, and we would very much like to keep in touch with you, then make sure that you are with us on WhatsApp and Instagram. So this is our Instagram account. And also, if you'd like to join one of our WhatsApp groups, then please get your parents to email Martin your phone number, and that can be arranged. And we would love to have you join the kind of crazy but wonderful bubble that we've got going on there. Charles.
Yeah, and just because we're going on a break doesn't mean that God's going on the break, and it doesn't mean that you can't engage with your faith over this break. So we really encourage you to listen to the Soul Survivor podcast or watch their videos on Instagram or YouTube. And I think they're available on Spotify as well. They're just so good. They have so much wisdom, and if you've not been listening, I really encourage you to do that. Maybe over every Wednesday evening, instead of this, you just listen to that. And it's a lot shorter as well. And alternatively, you could be watching our Sunday live streams at St. Mary's at Reigate, which is on our YouTube page at St. Mary's Reigate YouTube channel. And we'll be carrying on over the summer as well, including a holiday club service. I know you're a little bit too old for it, but it'll be a lot of fun. So please do come along. And there's going to be a surprise on there that is very exciting. I'm just going to put that on there. I'm just going to throw that little tease in. There you go. Martin.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what that is now. I'm just excited. So Satellites 56, Charles has been producing these wonderful short videos walking us through the Gospel of Mark. And the last one is going to be online tomorrow at 4:00. It's like a sort of Netflix style release premiere that's happening. So the last one is going up then. But as we've said before, go and watch them. They're really fun. They're aimed at, 9, 10, 11-year-olds. But frankly, you could gather the whole family together and watch them because they're great fun. So loads of work's gone into those. This is the last Satellites Live for the series. We will definitely be finding ways to connect over the summer, so don't worry, but do stay in touch over social media and WhatsApp. But it's worth just saying now that in September, we are all going to be doing Alpha together. Now, we haven't quite figured out how that's going to look, but because we don't know what we'll be allowed to do, we don't know how much we can meet physically and how much we still need to do some online stuff. But we are going to do the Youth Alpha course together, all of us together. It's a great opportunity to invite friends, to bring friends into what we do, to have them hear about the Christian faith in a way that is explained really well, makes sense, isn't cringy. And we're going to be, over the summer, Charles and I are going to be shooting some footage, aren't we? We're going to be shooting some high-budget video content, which will be helping us to go through the Alpha course together. So watch out for that. Gosh, I feel like your excitement levels are right up there.
I can't wait to see.
Cannot wait. Last thing to say from me is small groups are on for one more time tonight. So we'll be meeting on Zoom straight after this broadcast. If you've signed up, then you will have the link already because it's the same link as last week and every week. If you haven't signed up, then I don't know, watch something else on YouTube. Right. It's time. The notices are over. It's time for the first of many Kahoots. And so we're going to play a game together, and we're going to have a quiz. And of course, the theme of tonight's quiz is season finales. So I've really gone with the theme. And so tonight's theme is season finales. Here's the code that you need. It'll be on your screen now. 848-8613. 848-8613. And we'll have Ollie join us in a moment, and he'll start to tell us who's joined.
I am here. Let me see.
Hello.
We have Loading. Loading has joined. Loading's been a recurring visitor in our Kahoots. We've got Unexpected Item, hoping maybe to take the crown in the last ever Kahoot of this season. We've got Zachary's joined. We might hear from him a bit later, potentially.
Ollie, I haven't asked you, of course, but what's been your favourite moment of the run? What's been your favourite thing that's happened over the course of the last 18 weeks, unbelievably?
That's a very good point. I wish I had.
You not enjoyed it at all?
No, I've loved it.
Have you hated every minute of
There
this?
are so many moments. I just, all of them. But if I had to choose one,
Yes.
I would say that I would choose
Go on.
for my favourite moment.
Yes. Yeah.
To be.
Wow.
Um.
Do you want us to give you a couple to choose from, or
Yeah, if I could have some options, maybe.
what about when Charles fell over?
Oh yeah, that was great. When Charles tried to ride his hoverboard that didn't have hoverboarding abilities, that was pretty terrific, I'd say.
My pain is your game.
Yes, yeah, it quite literally is, because the amount of edits I've done with you falling over is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right, I think we're ready to start, Martin. I think.
Are we
we've
ready?
got-
So,
we've got about the right number.
So we've got, how many have we got playing?
We got 41.
Hello, all
Right.
41 of you.
Very exciting.
And so this week the quiz is all around season finale. So let's go with question number 1.
Okay.
In the finale of Friends, who has the final line of dialogue? In the finale of Friends, who has the final line of dialogue? The last line ever spoken in Friends. Is it Monica, Chandler, Rachel, or Ross?
No, I've never seen an episode of Friends. So
What?
It's just in school we used to watch like a Spanish version of Friends, and it was just really boring. Like genuine.
Wasn't it a French version?
It might have been French. Couldn't.
There was a really
I
bad
don't
French
really
version of
remember.
Friends.
Yeah, it was like a really cheesy rip-off of Friends, and therefore I did not want to watch it. So.
I feel like I'm asleep and I've just dreamt this.
No.
You used to watch a rip-off French version of Friends.
Yeah, I mean, it might not have been a rip-off. It might have been like a given the right
Remake.
sort of, like a remake or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
Loosely based.
Anyway,
How did it
18
go?
people, the majority got that correct, Martin,
Well done.
and it was
Chandler. Chandler is the correct answer.
whoever
So well done.
he is.
Who's on the leaderboard?
Let's have a look. Aussie Tim is currently in our first place position, followed by Nana Naza. I think. If that's,
Nice.
I mean, yeah.
I hope that person stays in the leaderboard just so that we can hear you have to say
goodness.
that.
We all know how I am with and giving people's names. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Absolutely
Next
amazing.
question.
Question number 2. Who won last season's Europa League final? This is football for anybody who's not familiar. Who won last season's Europa League final? Was it Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, or Liverpool? Those are all football teams, Charles.
I feel like I should know this one, but I don't.
I actually have no clue.
Is the Europa League not the European Champions League? That's your clue.
I didn't know there was a difference.
That's why I gave you a clue.
Thank you.
Good clue. And the results are in. 20 people got the correct answer, Martin.
Well done.
Chelsea was the correct answer there. Well done.
Oh,
All
quite
those
a
that-
few said Liverpool, so sorry if you didn't get that.
They won the other one.
Yeah.
So what has that done to the leaderboard?
Let's have a look. All moved into first place is Nana Nazar. And Joel, Henrik, and Zachary, 2 Saunders, have moved on to the podium. So well done.
Well
And,
done,
lads.
Congratulations, Chloe, on moving up 24 places.
There are some double pointers hiding in here as well, by the way. So we could see some big fluctuations on the leaderboard depending what happens.
Ooh.
Right, next one is a Hunger Games question. Which of these characters survives in the finale of the Hunger Games? Which is called Mockingjay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, your options are Finnick, Thresh, Foxface, or Gale. Just chose Foxface because that's a great name.
What, Gale? From Satellites?
Not Gail, 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 Gale.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Gayle.
Why? Yeah. Why?
It's
Why I
Wiley.
was gonna say.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, anyway.
We love you, Gail.
That was not a clue, but because I had no idea. But 27
But it
people
is
got that. But it was Gail.
It is Gail.
Sorry. I hope that
Well
wasn't.
done.
That was not a clue. If anybody got it from that. But yeah.
What's that done to the leaderboard?
Oh, Aussie Tim has pulled back up into first place, and the Gunners have moved into our 5th position. So that's very exciting.
Right, so this is a big one. This is a Strictly Come Dancing question.
Ooh.
Which of these couples won Strictly Come Dancing 2019? Was it Emma and Anton, Kareem and Amy, Kelvin and Oti, or Chris and Karen? I sound like a bit like I'm trying to audition for the voice of the guy who does Strictly Come Dancing. I can't stop doing it. Which of these couples won Strictly Come? Any of you watch Strictly?
I had friends who were following it, so I'd heard names thrown around, but can't say that I was a religious viewer myself.
Well, these are all names. So
I like the name Oti.
They are all names.
Oti
Yeah.
is a great name.
it's a great name.
Again,
we-
not a clue, but
Again-
the majority got that correct, Martin. I
Yeah.
swear I know none of these answers. 24 people got that correct, Martin.
Well done. So what's that done for the leaderboard?
Oh, let's have a look.
That's like my game show catchphrase.
Wow. It is literally, it's gone back and forth between Aussie Tim and Nazar. But, again, I hope I'm saying it
The
right.
gift that keeps on giving.
But in first
Baby,
place,
listen to you say it all the
after
time.
knocking Aussie Tim back off, is Nazar. So, well done. And Lila, or Layla, I can't remember.
Lila.
Is gone up 10 places. So, well done, Lila.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Right, this one's just for you, Ollie.
Oh, dear.
And I hope you know the answer to this one.
Well,
What was the subtitle of Cars 3? Remember, one of the greatest films ever made? What was the subtitle of Cars 3?
it
Was
wasn't.
it Driven to Win, Drive to Survive, Drive Hard, or Drive Harder?
right.
Do you know that, Ollie?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. What's the subtitle? I thought that was like the thing that comes up on the screen that says what the actor.
No, you know, like they have a title, a subtitle, like
Oh, like a sub. Oh, okay.
like, you know, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
I don't think it does have a subtitle.
I think
No, it
maybe-
does. It has like a subtitle.
Does it?
Oh, well, 2 answers, both got 14. But Martin, the correct answer was
Driven to Win.
Driven to Win. Wow.
I would not have gone for that one.
No,
I like
wouldn't.
Drive to Survive.
Yeah,
Was that
Drive
a
to
Disney
Survive
question
was
that
good.
Charles wouldn't have got?
Wow.
I would have got that. I would have guessed that. I wouldn't call it a
Sure.
subtitle. Sorry, I'm just
Sure,
putting
I
out,
believe you.
just building up the beef before we do Martin versus Charles.
No, Charles, that's fine. We all really enjoyed the week you did the quiz, and no one.
No one. The winner got 2 out of like 9. Oh my goodness! Aussie Tim has pulled it back, and he's currently sitting in the lead. And B-Day girl Eliza is in 5th. Wow.
B-Day girl.
Yeah,
Birthday
B-Day.
girl.
Is
Birthday.
yeah, it's in
Liza.
As in birthday.
Yeah, not bidet.
No.
Uh,
Okay.
Birthday girl Eliza. Happy birthday if it's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. We're so sorry.
Yes, Martin apologizes. Next question.
I don't know. You know, B-Day's maybe making a comeback.
Maybe she got a bidet for her birthday. Anyway, Lila is still the highest climber, so well done.
This is a big one. And I think Aussie Tim's going to know this. Who won Rugby's Six Nations tournament in 2019?
Ooh.
Who won Rugby Six Nations? Was it England, France, Wales, or Scotland?
Any of you a rugby fan?
I'll say that I am, no.
No, neither.
Not really.
Played it once.
How did that work out?
Wait, you played rugby?
Yeah, I was actually quite good because I could like nip in between people. I was like,
Ooh.
or I'd just
Fair
chuck
enough.
it to my friend. As soon as I got it, I just chucked it and then he'd get tackled.
Hmm.
That was my tactic.
That's how rugby works.
Well,
Literally,
Charles
just
did
rugby.
win the Six Nations 2019 rugby thingamajiggy, but Wales did, which was the majority answer, Martin.
Oh, people knew.
Yeah.
People, of course, it's Reigate.
People.
So, what does that mean for the scores?
Let's have a look. Wow, You wouldn't believe it, but taking the first place spot is Nana Nazar, followed by Zachary. So that is very exciting.
Well done.
And this time,
Zachary.
Ange is the highest climber. So well done to Ange. Let's see if you can move up into the podium as we go.
Wow,
to the
two
next
questions to
question.
go. And I think one of these is a double pointer as well.
Oh my goodness.
So everything's still to play for. Okay, this is a controversial one. It's an Avengers Endgame question. Of what were the producers of Avengers Endgame accused? Was it racial imbalance,
Ooh.
sexism, fat shaming, or ageism? What were the producers of Avengers Endgame accused of?
Is there a chance to select all 4?
Very possibly, but there's only one that was really controversial.
And we will find out what people put. 17 people got the answer correct, which was, unfortunately, Martin.
I think all of them would have been unfortunate.
Well, yeah. True.
It was,
That
thankfully,
is true.
or unfortunately,
Yeah.
it was fat shaming.
Well, I'm glad it... No, I'm not glad. Yes, it was that one.
So, of course, because Thor was very large, and so they kind of made fun of that. So, yeah, they got into trouble for that.
Didn't know
So,
that.
what has that done to the leaderboard?
Sorry.
Ollie fell asleep there.
Sorry. Hello. Well, you wouldn't believe it, but Nana Nazar is still in first place, but the
Amazing.
Littlemore number 3 has pulled onto the podium. Don't know which Littlemore,
Wow.
but congratulations.
Well
So,
done.
we've got one more question, and I just want to, before we press the button on this,
Okay.
just make sure you read the question properly. It's worth double points. So the faster you get it, the more points you get. But it's really important that you read the question properly. Okay, here we go. The last question. What is the final song in the Matilda musical, not including the encore, or I think they call it reprise? So these are your options. Revolting Children, Naughty, When I Grow Up, or Bruce.
Can I just say this is an amazing musical? Like,
Oh, I love the Bruce song.
incredible. All of these songs are great. I kind of hope that this was going to be one of the shows that they put on YouTube. You know,
No,
when all the shows got started to be put up, but it wasn't.
yeah, not this. So yeah, this is double points. This could decide the whole thing.
Let's see. The majority, 19 people, got the correct answer, Martin. Which was?
Correct answer was Revolting Children.
Wow. And Charles is going to sing it for us now.
I was very tempted to. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll probably get thrown off YouTube if you do
Yeah,
that.
we might get
Yeah.
copyrighted. for
My
that
voice would be so
incredible
like
voice.
the actual child that sings it that we'd be thrown off.
So this is exciting. For the final time,
This is-
Ollie,
oh,
can
yeah.
you reveal the leaderboard?
I can. In third place from the season finale was Joel. Well done, Joel.
Oh, yeah, well done.
Well done. In second place was Zachary. Wow.
Oh,
And in first place with 7 out of 8 was Nana Nazar. Well done.
wow.
Congratulations.
Well done,
done.
Nana Nazar.
Well done. That was terrific.
Amazing work.
What a great
Amazing
team.
work. Cheering.
We
from
can
next
hear the
room.
cheering from
Well,
the next
yeah.
room.
Joel and Zachary were very pleased.
Yes.
That was excellent news. So
Oh,
well done.
Terrific.
Well done, Saunders children. So that's it. That's it for that was the last Kahoot of the series. Except we're going to do 2 more. And now I'm handing over to you, Katie. And I don't know why.
I am very excited for this. So, guys, we have reached the finale, as with most things, of Martin versus Charles. It was a tie as of last week when Martin and Charles. Well, Martin lost, didn't he? Charles got the point last week.
Let's say Charles won.
Martin won the first week. Charles won the second week. Who is going to win this week? Well, you guys get to decide. So we have prepared a challenge
Oh.
that Martin and Charles will they'll compete live at the same time against one another, and then we will cut to a Kahoot question where you will be able to vote for Martin or Charles. So just so you know in
keep
advance.
your Kahoots up. We're about to
Yeah,
give you a
keep
new
it up.
code.
It's not going anywhere. So just in advance, you will be pressing the red button to vote for Martin or the blue button to vote for Charles.
Yes.
We're very excited. And before we roll the intro video, we're going to present your challenge to you. Are you ready? On a scale of 0 to 5, how are we? Just of nerves, how are we feeling?
Yeah.
Terrified.
You are both so competitive, which makes this so much more entertaining. But this week we are playing a kind of spin on the good old family classic of charades. So flex your acting muscles, because we have 5 scenarios or 5 actions, very basic, very simple, some might argue everyday things, that we would like you to act out. You'll be acting at the same time, so you're fighting for the audience's attention, I guess, and whichever they love the most and deem most worthy, they will vote to win. So it's about who gets the most points in any given round, and then whoever wins the most given rounds out of 5 is going to win. I just feel like I've rambled so long in explaining this game, so we're just going to go to the intro video and then we're going to play. So, your first... Ollie, do we want the Kahoot code?
Let's give them the Kahoot. The code, the code for Kahoot, which you'll need to vote, is as follows. I'm not stalling whatsoever. It is 135492. That is 135492.
I will pop that in the chat now.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Katie.
Don't act that out, Charles. That's like no one cares that you're acting out a number.
So, just so you know, everyone, we are going to give Charles and Martin something to act out. They are going to act it out, and then we would like you to vote on who you thought acted it out the best, the most clearly, whatever you'd like to choose the criteria for, whoever you vote for. And whoever gets the most votes will win that round. Okay.
Ollie, would you like to announce our first challenge?
No, because I cannot remember.
Wonderful.
So I will hand back to
we
you.
just pause this very briefly for me to clarify something with Ollie, because as you can tell, we're a very organised team. We are telling everyone what the challenge is, aren't we?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes. Okay.
And
wonderful.
then they're going to act it at the same time while we commentate their terrific.
So it's almost an impressions game more than a charades game.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. First of all, you guys are going to act riding a pony. 3, 2, 1, go ahead.
Oh, goodness.
I can't even commentate because I'm just too
Wow.
busy.
Dare I
We've got
say...
some very
Oh, Charles has flipped backwards on his pony. Martin's pony seems to be very small, which I guess is what a pony is. Charles's pony is caught. Oh, Martin's pony is caught.
Martin's taken a tumble.
Yeah, Martin has taken a fall from his pony. Maybe his pony spooked at something. Maybe it's that bright shirt
Wonderful.
that he's wearing.
Okay, I think we're gonna stop that first challenge now. Well done, both.
Let's see
an
who
admirable
they
effort.
believed was the winner of that round. Who rode the pony the best? It was Charles. Charles won 84% of the votes.
What? 84%?
It was a landslide, Martin. They didn't like that the pony bolted from your control.
I don't want to get the excuses in now, but doesn't Charles have like a degree in acting? Or something?
Yes, he does. So
I don't have a degree in acting, just a grade 8. That's all.
Grade 8.
Wow.
Oh, okay, but Martin, you do have a longer life experience, so we'll try to make it a little bit balanced.
Wow.
Not that much more.
It'll come in handy when you have to act out the Zimmer frame one.
Oh.
Moving
God.
on.
Next question. Oh.
Our next challenge is that we would like you to act out drying your hair. 3,
Drying.
2, 1, go ahead. Be as creative as you like.
Let's see. Who can dry their hair the best via...
What are we thinking? So Charles's parents are really enjoying this, according to the YouTube comments. They're finding it incredibly hilarious. If you guys would also like to add your commentary to the
Take
YouTube
into
comments, we would love to see it.
consideration, Martin has less hair than Charles. So, but you still need to dry your hair. Even if
So
you
we're
have
taking
less
different
hair.
approaches. It seems like Martin is using a hairdryer, whereas Charles is just sort of flapping
Yeah, Charles is
his hair
using the
dryer.
wind.
I've
to-
gone for 3 different methods actually over the course of this acting experience.
Fantastic. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done.
Wow. Evie
This is-
has commended you on your acting skills,
Yeah.
both of you. So well done.
It is impressed.
Yeah.
Can I just say that there are people walking past my window, no curtains. They're just looking in at what on earth, especially the horse thing. I can't believe I only got 16% for that.
Yeah, that was pretty awful for the commitment that you gave. But
Should we
let's
find
see
out?
who won the hair drying round? It was Charles with 77%
Wow.
of the vote.
This isn't a popularity contest.
Well, I must say you're getting a lot of love in the comments, Martin, but not a lot of love.
A lot
on
of
the,
vote.
on the voting. So
Yeah,
yeah.
guys, also, you can hold your votes. You don't feel like you need to vote straight away. So if
Yeah.
someone throws a curveball in there, you don't want to have wasted your vote.
exactly, you know, they missed out on Martin's pony bolting in the first round.
It was a
so-
real.
I knew I should have
plot
asked to
twist.
be blue. This is Reigate, for goodness sake.
Oh gosh. And moving on to the next charade. Katie.
Your next challenge is to act out chopping onions. 3,
Ooh.
2, 1, go.
Well, Charles got a very big onion there. Martin seems to have got a good technique for his cutting, although his fingertips are facing
Just
quite
getting
close towards
increasingly
Martin
sad.
is full on crying now. That is really getting to him. I watched a video of a cat crying from onions yesterday. So
horrible.
I just thought I'd throw that out there. Charles seems to have stolen Martin's crying. And
Charles has
wow.
lost vision.
It feels like Charles has rubbed onion in his eyes.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna check the scores. Who won this?
Oh my goodness, you wouldn't believe it, but Martin has won this round.
Ah!
Yes, Martin, you have taken a victory in the
Wow.
chopping onions round. I think it's probably because he didn't rub onion in his eyes like Charles did.
Yeah, it's not a good technique, guys. If you are cooking, don't rub onions in your eyes.
Not smart.
Martin Saunders has commented, "Love you, Daddy," on the comments. So well done, Martin.
It's a bit weird. That's what I like to call myself.
You call yourself Daddy. Wow. Right.
We would just like to clarify that, like with last week, Martin's children are also
Yes,
using his
it's not Martin. Right, so that is 2-1 to Charles. So
It is. So
Martin,
this
you
one
need
could
to
be
take
it.
this,
It is
yeah.
best 3 out of 5. So are we ready?
Yeah.
Your next challenge is to act out writing an angry email.
Ooh.
3, 2, 1, go.
Wow. And I'd like to say we've had some feedback in the comments that Martin didn't even peel his onion. So, I mean, that's very valid. You do need to peel your onion. But moving on to the angry email. Who's looking the most angry? I can't even... I don't know whose email I wouldn't like to be on the receiving end of the least. But Charles isn't really that scary of a character, you know? Especially after...
Martin's definitely got some hidden rage in there. It's just waiting to
Yeah.
kind of boil over.
I feel like he was ready to write an angry email. I don't know. It's just... Yeah.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good effort to you both.
Wow.
Ollie, this could be it.
This could be it. And I'd like to say that the winner of this round is also the winner of the season finale of Martin versus Charles. It is Charles Merritt. He has taken it in the acting round. Congratulations, Charles. How do you feel?
Congratulations.
I'd like to thank my mum and my dad and my sister and God, first and foremost. Do it for him. Martin, you were great, but just not as good as me. Cool. Wonderful.
Worthy competitor. Well done to you
well done,
both.
Martin.
Thank you so much for just sacrificing so much of your dignity there.
Yeah.
I don't think I have much of a dignity left, to be honest. After doing this job for 3 years, I think it's gone.
I don't know how to respond to that, but well done, guys. Thank you for being such good sports. Thank you for dealing with just the complete lack of organisation on mine and Ollie's part.
I promise you we did organise it partially.
In a very vague sense. And now, Martin, would you like to introduce... Sorry, this feels like slightly cruel. Would you like to introduce our next segment?
Yeah, well, it's the final Satellites Live, and I was going to do a talk now, but clearly you don't really like me, so
Oh, no, that's not
I
true.
guess you can have your blue-eyed boy instead. Charles can do the talk, and I'll just sit here and pretend to listen to him. Charles!
They're actually Hazel, but cool. I'm so out of breath after that. Just give me 1 sec. Here we go. Okay. What I'm about to say is a matter of life and death. Strong start. Now that I have your attention, I'd like us to reflect a little on our lockdown experiences. Because as lockdown eases, face mask sales increase, and social distancing becomes slightly less distant, it could appear as though things are going back to normal. And yet, things won't be normal. Not really. This pandemic will have affected many people's lives in both little and large ways. Perhaps over lockdown, you did more exercise than before. Not me, because I'm still out of breath. Or you learnt a new skill. Perhaps tragedy struck and there'll be something missing from the normal you once knew. Perhaps you decided to really engage in your faith, read the Bible and pray more. Or perhaps you left your faith upon the shelf and got distracted by other things. But as we stand on the threshold of returning to a new normal, I want us to explore this quote by C.S. Lewis, who's the guy who wrote the Narnia stories. And he says this: "Christianity, if false, is of no importance, and if true, of infinite importance. The only thing it cannot be is moderately important." Now, I think we can all be a little bit guilty of being like lukewarm to the good news of Jesus's death and resurrection that we read in the last few chapters of Mark's gospel. Maybe it's getting bored in a church service and counting how many pillars there are, or making other people laugh during some worship, or thinking about how you're going to beat that really difficult level on the video game you've been playing when you're meant to be praying to God. All of these are examples of me not fully engaging in my faith. So I don't know about you, whether you share those experiences or not. And yet, as our brother in Christ, C.S. Lewis says, if we call ourselves Christians, then we should be engaging with our faith because it is a matter of life and death. It affects everything we do, say, and think. Because it's not just a matter of physical life and death. We shouldn't say we're Christians as though it's just like an insurance policy to guarantee our place in eternity. It's much more than just the physical. It's also one of spiritual life and death too. John 10:10 says that Jesus came so that we could have life to the fullest. And yet, it also says that there is a thief who comes only to steal, kill, and destroy our lives. Maybe we don't always recognize that thief. He hides in our Instagram feeds, in the pictures we feast our eyes upon. He sneaks around in our minds, urging us to say that incredibly mean thing to someone who's already hurting. He's behind the camera for the shows we watch and the videos we devour in secret. He turns the page over for us when we've already said one more chapter 2 hours ago. He hands you the hammer as you destroy the bridge of trust between you and your friend over a decision made in haste. Jesus was an all-in kind of guy. He didn't mince his words. He didn't hold back. When he saw injustice, he flipped over the tables. When he healed someone, he healed them in more ways than just the physical. When he turned water into wine, he did it by the bucketful. And when he died in the most horrific way, screaming and forgiving those who sentenced him to death. And when he rose again, he appeared in spectacular ways to hundreds of people. And when he went back to heaven, he rose through the clouds. Jesus' invitation to have life to all its fullest requires an all-in attitude. It's about leaving behind those things we're not proud of, that we're resentful of, that we hold on to out of security. It's about seeking God in everything we do, whether that's football, drama, cooking, family, board games, video games, TV shows, science, and more. It's about being a positive presence in those places. It's about spending time with God, engaging with his word and with his heart. It's about making an active choice to be all in, recognizing Jesus' death so that we might live. It's not something to pick up on a Sunday morning and drop on a Sunday evening. It's not something that is only relevant for an hour on a Wednesday. God is everywhere all of the time. God is relevant everywhere all of the time. As we head back into normality, don't go backwards in your relationship with God. Go forwards. Read the Bible more, pray to him more, love each other more. Make good choices that give you life. Do not let the thief steal what Jesus gave his life for you to have. Place God in the center of your life again. Invite him to be a part of every area of your life, because we are satellites and we are all in orbit around the ones who made us, died for us, and loves us more than we could ever know. I had huge anxiety giving this talk to you today. I was struggling about what to write. I was struggling to know what to say and whether I could do it or not. And I'll tell you why I have that anxiety. I have that anxiety because it means so much to me that you know how much God loves you. It means so much to me that you know what he did for you on the cross. This faith of ours is personal, and yet it needs to be shared, and it needs to be taken hold of, and it needs to be taken seriously. And I'm the first to admit that sometimes I don't do it perfectly all the time. And you know what? That's the grace of God. The fact that Jesus died on the cross for us, so that when we do mess up, when we don't think about God, or when we do say those horrible words, or when we look at those disgusting images, that is when God forgives us, when we say sorry. And I'm glad that we live I'm glad that we have that option, but we shouldn't live as if that's okay to do those things because we have that option. We need to live as though that isn't an option, but know that if it does happen, if we do fall back, then it's okay. So just to summarize, place God in the center of your life again. Make a choice when this all is over and we go back to normal, whatever that is. I just pray for you that you will make the choice to put God in the center of your life, that you'll put God in the center of your actions, in your conversations, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, and in your body. And just go and love one another and love God.
Thanks, Charles. I shouldn't have said at the start that I don't think you're brilliant, because I do, and that was fantastic. So thank you for sharing that, guys. As Charles said, if you in lockdown, you may have really lent into your relationship with God. You may have found it actually a great support to you and a great help. But there's another option, and a lot of people have found this, that as the routines have broken and we're not meeting physically anymore, actually your relationship with God has kind of gone on the back burner. And if that was you, then in a sense that's okay, because God has always got his arms open. He's always calling us back. But why not take the opportunity now to invite him again back into the center of your life? We got most of the way through the Gospel of Mark together as a group, and there's about 3 or 4 chapters. Charles very, very loosely summarized some of that stuff there. But there's loads of great content to read in those last 4 chapters of Mark. I would suggest to you, if you want to just make some way of responding to this talk this evening, one thing you could do is just read those last few chapters of Mark and read about what Jesus did on the cross and read about what it meant that he rose again. And just again ask God to be that center point in your life through Jesus. So thank you, Charles. And guys, take that stuff seriously. You know, it's absolutely right. It is a matter of life and death. It's not. There's no point having it somewhere in the weird middle of like not very important but quite important. We might as well just do something else. Great. We still have quite a lot to do. You noticed that?
Oh yeah.
We may not finish dead on 8. So we're going to do one more round of the worst named feature ever, Surveying a Manger.
Wow.
And so if you want to get Kahoot up one more time, then Ollie, what is the code people need?
The code is 227979, and that is also on your screen now.
Fantastic.
Exciting.
So we've been asking you some questions over the last few weeks about how lockdown's been for you, your likes and dislikes, and we thought, albeit a bit self-referentially, we would end by asking you some questions about Satellites Live, which is a bit meta, isn't it? So we've got 4 questions, and we're gonna talk around them a little bit, and we're also going to get you to vote on them. But the first question, are we ready to go, Ollie?
Just give it a couple more seconds. You know, let people.
The same crowd.
Yeah. They're all rolling in. You know, we're on 30 right now, but it's climbing. So.
What about the people who won the quiz?
Nazar is back. I am happy to say, and I've seen Frazzles. We've seen
Amazing.
Frazzles before. That's very exciting. I want some Frazzles now. So that's very exciting. Littlemore's are back. You know, we've got all.
Oh, Hamilton has showed up. Yes. Whoever you are.
Wow.
Shout out to you.
And Eliza, the birthday girl, not the bidet.
Happy
is
birthday,
back. Happy
Eliza.
birthday.
Has she now clarified that it's birthday?
No, it still says B-Day.
Okay.
But, I mean, that is birthday.
Oh, no,
Yes.
definitely.
I think we can all agree that is.
Anyway, Boris Johnson has just entered, so I think we're ready to start.
Yeah.
I think.
It's always the
Yeah,
signal.
that's what
Yeah. So. Right.
By the way, I know this is going to horrify you, but I still haven't seen Hamilton.
Oh, that is quite bad.
Still haven't seen it.
To be fair, it just hits different on stage. I'll be honest.
Oh.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay, we're going to do it. Number 1. So the first question is, how much did you care in the Kahoots?
Ooh.
So this will depend on your personality type, whether you're playing on your own or with family members. Have you got 4 options? I didn't mind at all. I was quietly competitive. I play to win, or I had to be physically restrained at times. Acts of violence on a sibling or something. So yeah, guys, where would you be on the spectrum?
If I was playing, I would probably be green. I'm not going to lie.
Physically.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm vaguely competitive.
Just a bit.
You are.
I'd be blue. I'm like pretty quietly competitive. I'm very happy when I win, but I don't like to show that I want to win.
Oh,
And Zachary?
well, I was about to give my opinion, but the people have spoken, and the majority was I play to win. And then very closely followed by I was quietly competitive, and then fairly even between I had to be physically restrained. I apologise to your parents, and I didn't mind at all. So
I would love it if it was the parents who had to be physically
to be
restrained.
fair,
Absolutely.
it probably was. Yeah.
Not naming any Bex.
No, not at all. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, we love you guys.
So question number 2. Which of these has been your favourite element of Satellites Live? So it's not all of them, but of these, which of yours has been your favourite element of Satellites Live? And your options are Rank Your Thanks / Pause for Thought / Martin's Movie Madness, the sort of second Kahoot voting. Showcase. Remember that? That fizzled out, didn't it? The Kahoot quizzes. Or, and I hope no one goes for this, Martin versus
Charles.
I mean, I hope people do go for that.
Yeah.
If
well,
we do
the,
a
the
second
first
series.
the first week, all they could see was Martin's frozen neck. So,
Oh yeah.
so, but although we had some great second and third weeks for Martin.
But we named the Littlemore's dog, and also like the showcase. We had all these great poems and works of art, and
The
like,
stop animation one. Do you remember that one?
That was amazing.
Oh.
We've had a comment saying, "What about the talk?" Lol.
yeah, no,
talk
we
was
just
great.
answered
Oh,
which of these.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
we-
of
you're
these?
wonderful, Ella.
Dog would have won hands down.
Yeah.
Well, the people have spoken, and the majority was the Kahoot quizzes. So well done. Then followed by Rank Your Thanks, Pause for Thought, Martin's Movie Madness.
People love having the app out, don't they?
And we had a split between Showcase and Martin versus Charles. So,
All right.
Wow.
Very
So
exciting.
it's gonna hot up now
Mm.
because I'm going to ask you which of these has been. I mean, feel free to add your own on the comments, but
Yes.
which of these has been the greatest moment in the short history of Satellites Live?
Wow.
Me losing it about spoons. Still angry. Harry McIntyre's Celebrity Stardust. So when
Yes.
Harry popped up and did that little extra talk.
That was
Me touring around my house looking for Wi-Fi signal. That was, that was memorable. Or Ollie's personal favourite, Charles disappearing on his board.
that was
All
a great
classic.
moment, to be fair. Oh, those are all four great moments. There's been some wonderful ones.
The hoverboard thing. What exactly happened, Charles? You just misjudged it or forgot that it wasn't an actual hoverboard?
Did you not turn it on? Like, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of both, I think.
Well, the people have now spoken, and they did agree that Charles disappearing on his hoverboard was their favourite moment, closely followed by Martin losing it about spoons.
Still angry.
I still feel you need to recreate your... And then you slump back into your chair.
I was cross.
You were very angry.
Coffee losing to spoon. What are you coming to?
I was so happy. It was so funny.
It was hilarious. to be
I just
fair.
it feels like sometimes it's just a coordinated campaign against me. You know.
Yeah. We've had a request for the hoverboard, Charles. Could we see the hoverboard?
Oh, yeah.
quickly while Martin
Slightly
finishes?
broken.
Oh.
Are we, Ollie? Am I right in thinking we might see the hoverboard a bit later on? The hoverboard clip.
I believe we might see that clip.
Very good. Look at that. There it
So
is.
that's very good. Wow. As requested by our comments, there you go.
That has been used in many a talk.
Didn't even time I dropped it and broke
Had
it.
quite the run. Yeah.
Yes. Right. This is the big one. The final question. Which of these was your favourite Satellites Live disaster? Well, it all went wrong. It went wrong about 3 or 4 times a week. But which of these was the worst thing that ever happened? And these are your options. That time we tried to do an intro with puppets.
Oh, goodness. That didn't go wrong. It was just awful.
Just so bad.
That time Henry appeared on the screen. That time the quiz was way too difficult.
Whoa, come on now.
Nah.
Or that time Russian hackers took down the quiz. That was several
That
times.
time, yeah, several times.
So it's just, I think we've found new ways for stuff to go wrong. haven't
Yeah.
Henry coming on the screen was pretty good.
That was
to
just,
be fair.
yeah, we love you, Henry, but oh my goodness,
I
that was
think
just.
puppets were the
That
best.
was- yeah, that I was gonna say that's probably one of my favourite. Oh dear, the intro with the puppets. Wow.
Yeah.
The intro with the puppets was my favourite because what you didn't see was the beforehand where Martin was like, we should do this. And we're
Yeah,
like,
literally in the countdown.
It was literally about 30 seconds before we went live, and Martin was like, everyone grab a soft toy.
Yeah.
I feel like you didn't commit enough to it.
I
Wow.
didn't know. I had no desire to.
Well, the time the puppets came on the screen was down the lower end of
Oh.
the
Wow.
favourite Satellites disaster. And in fact, Henry appearing on the screen, which I dare say, he did come on twice actually. The second
Did he?
time, he didn't feature his face. But he was our majority vote for our favourite Satellites Live disaster.
Well, that's now been edited out of the version you can
It
watch.
has, unfortunately.
Yes.
For obvious
But
reasons. But
if you watched it live, you will know what happened. It
Well
was
done,
very
Henry.
funny.
Well done, Henry, for logging in to the middle of our that was
To be fair, it was our fault for sending out the same link, but it was hilarious.
So that's it. That's the end of all the Kahoots.
Wow.
Can I just say that normally we get to this stage and we're just closing things down, but we've got so much great content still lined up in the next
Yes.
what is probably not going to be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So do stay tuned.
Yeah.
And parents of little ones, please can bedtimes be extended by 5 minutes tonight? Right, we're going to move on, and I think Charles is going to take us there.
Yeah, well, this is the final time we're going to do this segment, and because it's the final time we're going to do this segment, we thought it would be a nice idea to swap it slightly. And all through the series, we have been grilled by you, but we have also been grilled by Zachary and last week as well Samuel. So we thought we'd flip the tables, and this week we'd ask them questions about faith because it was about time. So enjoy. This is wonderful as always. This is Zachary and Samuel's not faith question.
Okay, so boys, what have you felt most thankful for during this time of lockdown?
I have felt most thankful for being able to go outside and have more exercise, like kind of like more running and stuff outside than I normally would.
And what about you, Zachary?
That Satelliteston still won.
Okay, so boys, what do you think Christians believe?
I believe that Christians believe that Jesus died for us. Over to you, mate.
I think Christians believe that Jesus died on the cross for us and God made the world.
Zachary, what's your favourite thing about Samuel?
I love him so much and he's such a kind brother.
Samuel, what's your favourite thing about Zachary?
What I like most about Zachary is that he's good at football.
And Samuel, what are you looking forward to most about lockdown ending?
I am looking most forward to like seeing crowds in football stadiums again, being able to go to those football matches, playing football for my club, and yeah, quite a few things.
And Zachary, finally, what are you looking forward to most about going back to church and being together again?
I'll be able to see all of my group.
And what about church? What are you looking forward to about going back to church?
That I can like see my friends and like do different activities that they've organised for us to do.
And lots of other people there that I know.
Like who? Who do you know at the church?
I know lots of people really. I've forgotten all of them.
Who's in charge?
Richard.
Who else is in charge?
You? Nigel. Nigel.
Oh,
Cool. Thanks, lads.
incredible.
That was amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, can I just say thank you so much to Zachary and to Samuel for being part of this, to have a camera shoved in front of their face, to ask questions. We really appreciated it, and it's made the segment so much better, I think. I think everyone will agree on that. It's so good. It's my favourite bit of Satellites Live. Just
Well, look, I need to say that while we were off air, how did you describe me, Katie Madnat? Come on.
Like a Christian dance mum. Just like just like the stereotype of like dance mums who are just like really invested in their children's success and performance, potentially more than the children themselves.
Trying to get
It's fantastic. Trying to get that good content.
Yeah. Paul Zachary, he's had sometimes 30, 40 takes of those things. I mean, he was like begging me to stop. I was like, no. know you've got more.
Once more, yeah.
Show me more. No, that's not true, but thank you, Katie. Well, Katie, we're going to shine the spotlight on you now.
Oh, let's not.
So just to say, don't go anywhere for lots of reasons, because as we wrap up, we're going to end with, I think, we promised you season finale, and by goodness, we're going to give you a season finale. So there is an epic song, and there's a highlights video. But just before we get there, Katie, this is your last satellites, not just satellites, it's your last one.
We say that, but my DBS with St Mary's extends for a long time. So even when I'm back visiting, I will gate crash.
But you're leaving.
But I am leaving, yeah. So I've been, many of you guys know, I've been an intern at St Mary's for almost a year and a half. And it has been gorgeous, and by far the greatest joy of my experience has been leading satellites. I've shamelessly said that I am just a youth leader masquerading as an intern. I've loved this. I've loved you guys. I will continue thinking of you and praying for you for ages and ages, but in a formal capacity, this is my last satellites as someone living in Reigate.
And can you tell us anything about what you're going to do, where you're going to go, who you're going to call?
Do you know, that's a great... it's a question I've been asking too, Martin. No, so I have the great fortune of coming from a lot of places. And so I'm going back to somewhere else that I'm also from, but obviously haven't been living for a while. So I'm going to go back to my home in the Middle East, in Jerusalem. That's where I was born. That's where I was raised. That's another one of my homes. And yeah, going to be living there, going to be kind of getting myself back. I haven't lived there for a while, so kind of getting myself back into that headspace, into community there, and hopefully serving and doing ministry and kind of doing the same Jesus-y stuff, just somewhere else.
Wow. Well, look, you have been amazing for the last year and a half, Katie. It's been incredible to have you as part of the team, to serve alongside you, to see how much you have loved our young people and put up with Charles and I. It's been amazing. So genuinely, like, we're gonna be absolutely gutted not to be doing this with you, but we're of course really excited with you for the next step. So hey, here's what we're gonna do. If we were together, what we would do is we'd gather around and lay hands on you. But there's two things we're not allowed to do there. So instead,
there are laws against that now. Yeah,
there are. But for now, at least let's just focus our attention on praying for you. So we're going to pray for Katie, and then we're going to wrap up, and then we're going to have a little special surprise for you at the end, which isn't a surprise because we just told you what it is. Shall I pray? Lord, thank you so much for Katie. Thank you for the amazing person that you've made her to be. Thank you for the story that she's been a part of here at St. Mary's, but the bigger story of her life. And we thank you that as she now travels back to the Middle East and picks up that story in a new way, Lord, that you go with her and that you are going to continue to use her in amazing ways in the lives of people young and old. We know that, Lord. We pray that you give her peace. We pray that you would keep her safe, and that she would have real confidence in you, that even if the future isn't absolutely clear, Lord, you've got it. You know where you're going to use her, and you're going to use her powerfully for your glory. So we ask that for her, and we pray a blessing over her as she leaves us. Thank you for her, Lord. And Lord, for all of us, Lord, as we approach the summer, Lord, thank you for new freedoms, restrictions being lifted, the ability to see each other again. We pray that we will soon be able to gather in ways that we've been accustomed to. But for now, Lord, give us a great summer, keep us safe, and stay close at the center of all of our lives, we pray. Amen.
Thank you,
guys. This has been quite the journey, quite the roller coaster. And it's not quite over. So to play us out, featuring the dulcet tones of Charles Merritt, here is the season highlights video. See you soon. Good evening and welcome to another Satellites Live.
The world was thrown in chaos. The future didn't look so bright. The coronavirus said to come find us in our homes each day and night. With rank your thanks and movie madness, we aim to ease the pain. With quizzes galore and so much more every Wednesday night again and again. Maybe we'll be back when school restarts. We'll have to wait and see. But until that time, we'll say goodbye from Martin, Katie, Charles, Ali. We've been Satellites Live. We've been Satellites Live. We've been Satellites Live. We've been Satellites Live.
Finally broke up. I'm sorry to hear that.
I think that means school.
I feel much better about that.
That was a very, very short-term crisis.